Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 6. These are clips sent in by coaches and comments by me and by Bill. I always will let you know what Bill thinks. I also will add some uh, clips of good calls, which I find throughout my browsing the huddle. This first call is there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is that the head linesman is looking at what he's supposed to be doing, and that's one of the emphasis that I'm trying to make this year is to make sure people are looking at what they're supposed to be looking at and not ball watching. In too many of the videos this year, people are ball watching and not watching what they should be watching. So there's a hold, and I'll stop it just to let you know where the hold is going to take place. Okay, it's right there. And this is a wide receiver making contact with a defensive back. Who's supposed to look at this? Head linesman, and he is looking at this. The part that I want everyone to look at is are the defender's feet. That is the biggest key that lets us know if there's a restriction taking place. Does this guy have a grab on him? Yeah, probably. But watch the defender's feet. He makes the tackle, and the head linesman throws the flag. So there's a tackle made by the person that was being held, and there's for no loss or a small gain. And that's a call that's tough to make because you see what you think is a hold, and your reaction is to throw the flag right away. Wait a little bit, see if there is a gain on the play, and if the person that you're seeing being held makes the tackle for little or no gain, that hold is inconsequential, and we shouldn't be throwing it. Also, Bill feels this shouldn't have been called, and especially considering down distance position on the field. This is in the red zone, and it really is a spot where we need to be darn sure that there is a foul being taking place here. This next play is a holding call, which Bill supports. There's actually two possible holds on this play, but the side judge throws the flag. So this is another example of officials looking at what they're supposed to be looking at. The side judge has number 1, and I believe that's where the hold is going to come from. The coach sent this in, said the hold was on a number 20. That's what he was told. And I can understand why the side judge got it wrong, because after he throws the flag, he realizes that this guy's running for a touchdown and he's got to run for his life. So understandable. Perhaps the head linesman can help him out on this, saying no, it wasn't 20, it was number 9. But the coach felt it might have been on this right tackle here, and you can see there is a little bit of restriction there, but really not enough. Bill doesn't think there was enough to throw a flag on that. This is where the hold is going to be on the receiver I mentioned earlier, and you can I'll run it in fairly slow motion here. You can see he's got him. He's restricting his legs. Look at his legs. He cannot get to where he wants to go. That's a good hold, and Bill supports that, and I believe that's and you can see the side judge now going down field. This is we'll give you a better look. You can see the side judge's dilemma when he throws the flag. I'm also going to talk about the referee and where he's looking. All right, right now, the referee's looking where he's supposed to be looking, at his tackle. All right, now where should he be looking? The ball is definitely coming to the right. As referees, we have to now switch to point of attack. We need to be watching this area right here, and we also have ball. Once the quarterback pitches the ball, we have ball until it gets to the line of scrimmage and the head linesman takes over. So look where the referee's looking. He's still not looking where he should be. So we have to be getting on the point of attack. He also should be. So now that the referee's got to be at point of attack, you can see that the hold on this guy, his feet are still moving. His arm might have been hooked up, but of course he's complaining. But you can see the hold on the wide receiver right here. And Billy supports this call. It's at the point of attack, and this is what springs the guy for a touchdown. And you can see that the side judge has got it. Great call, correct call, and now he's got to get on his horse. So good call on that. Billy supports it. This next play is similar to a play I talked about earlier, a couple of weeks ago, where there is a blocker running towards the sideline and blocks a defender low who is running at an angle. And there are actually two of them in this play. Bill thinks they are both legal blocks. I'll show you where the first one occurs. Okay, it's going to be by the left tackle who's going to be blocking low on a linebacker. Once again, the person that made the call was the field judge. So this crew is doing a great job looking where they're supposed to be looking. Now, is the ball outside the tackle box? By the time he makes this tackle makes the block, you can see the ball is well outside the tackle box. And the block now has to be 10-2 by everybody. Everybody is now restricted once the ball is outside. And you can see that the defender sees this guy coming. He's going sideways, sees him coming, jumps in the air to avoid him, and that's what makes it look bad. And the side judge throws his flag. See, there's another one coming here. This is more much easier to rule on. He gets the guy 10-2. The guy actually bounces back up. So Bill feels that block was legal. So I think from here on in, if we see one of those blocks where the offensive person is going at an angle and the defender's going at an angle, that it's got to be egregiously from the side, if that's possible. If he gets the front of them at all, then we're not. Bill doesn't want us to call that. On this play here, there's going to be a hold on the right tackle, called by the line judge. Again, great. It's what he's looking. We know he's looking at what he's supposed to be looking at. Unfortunately, Bill doesn't think this is a correct call. So let's take a look at it. Okay, there's where it's going to happen. Unless the hold took place inside here, the runner is already by this player, and it looks like there may be an inside hold as the line judge told the coach. But now the right tackle has position on him. You can see that he has position on him now, and the defender is not going to get through him to make this play. There's also a low block on this play right here. Again, legal. Gets right, and you can see he's right in front of him. Gets the head actually beyond the leg. So Bill thinks this should have been passed. Again, the referee needs to be looking out here now. The umpire is looking at these players right here. The next two plays are going to be goal line plays where the line judge calls the runner down short of the goal line. Really, he is the only one that has the best look at this. Bill thinks that the runner probably was in. If we had replay and a camera on the goal line, it might have shown this. I'm going to run it very slowly. Okay, you can see it's going to be the quarterback who's running the ball. When he gets to the goal line, I'm going to... Okay, is his knee down there? Doesn't look like it. It's down. His knee is down there. So hard to tell from this angle. We'll look at it from the end zone angle as well. I think you get a little better look at it. Okay, I'll back it up a little. All right. It looks like his knee might be down, and there's the ball. And where is that ball? If it's on the half-yard line, wow, that's a great call. But Bill thinks it's in. This is what everyone else sees. So it's hard to tell. The next play is similar. It's the fullback this time. Gets driven back, falls down. Can't really see it from that angle. All right, I'll run it slowly. Again, his knee looks down right there. Was the ball in? Hard to say. But gutsy call, ballsy call by the side judge, especially when he's on that coach's sideline. This last play from this game is a great teaching point because it's from an approved ruling that many of us, or some of us, may not know. In this situation, it's the end of the first. I believe it's the end of the first half, and the team in purple has no timeouts left. They have just driven down the field, and it's a fourth down, and they're out of timeouts. So what has happened is they've brought in their kicking team. They've subbed. And now you can see the referee is giving the substitute signal, which tells the umpire to stand over the center until the defense has a chance to match up. So the referee was incorrect. The umpire was correct, not standing over the ball. Here's the approved ruling. So I wanted to put it up here and read it so everybody knows it's right directly from the rule book. Team B should reasonably expect that Team A will attempt a field goal in this situation. That's the end of the game or the end of the half, and should have its field goal defense unit ready. The umpire will not stand over the ball, as there should be no issue of the defense being uncertain about the next play. And you can see by the time the ball is snapped, there are way too many defenders on the field, and there should have been a flag for that. The kick was good, but if the kick wasn't good, they would have gotten another play to do it again. So good teaching point here. If it's at the end of the game, end of the half, teams out of timeouts, the opponents have to expect or be ready and expect them to kick a field goal. So it's the one situation where they do the quick substitution that we don't do the iron cross. Discussed this with Bill, and he agrees that this is the way we need to call it. This is a play from our game, Hobart at Springfield, and I wanted to show this because it's happened 2 years in a row, and we've missed it. And I'll run it a little bit just to give you. It's going to be a pass, an intended pass over the middle, and this middle linebacker is going to light up the receiver doing a drag route. It's the back judge's man. Back judge has number 2 to the line judge's side. This is a balanced formation. The side judge has number 1 to the bottom of the screen, and the head linesman has number 2 at the bottom of the screen. So what happens is 3 receivers go deep. We have the field judge's man went deep, the side judge's man went deep, and the line judge and the head linesman's man went deep. So we got an area here where the only people that are looking here should be the line judge and the head linesman. I keep stopping it. I wanted to stop it there. It's this middle zone that we tend to forget. If we're ball watching, the head linesman and line judge are looking at backs. If you're looking at blockers, which wouldn't be a bad thing, for each, the head linesman and the line judge should be looking at the tackle. But the blocking is pretty much developed by now. So both head linesman and line judge should be looking at this middle zone of about 10 yards. And you'll see what happens. I'll run it in slow motion. Here comes the inside receiver dragging across the middle. He's looking for the ball, totally defenseless, and boom, gets lit up by the inside linebacker. And the head linesman has it. Really, there probably should have been 2 flags on this from both the line judge and the head linesman. Get a much better look at it from the end zone view. When I first saw it, I thought that the hit was in the chest, but you watch the receiver's head snap back. You can see where his helmet is contacting his face mask right there. And his head snaps back. Pretty good targeting, and you can see he was the intended receiver. So that targeting was called. Bill believes it was a correct call. I believe it was a correct call, and it was a dangerous play. This is another play from our game at Springfield. It's a illegal chop block by the left tackle and left guard. I received something. One of the coaches annotated this film and said this was a double team, standard double team. I think that might have been what it was supposed to be, but I'll go through it, and I'll go through it slowly. And it's tough to see that this first blocker, you can see he's blocking at the waist. To me, this is a low block, and the tackle comes in. You can't see what's happening now, but when it's over, you can see that here is the guard is on the ground, which tells me that the block was low. The umpire has got a perfect look at it and throws the flag for a chop block. This is an interesting play because it's a targeting call that was picked up, which you don't see very often after a conference by the officials. And Bill asked me to look at it and wanted to know my opinion of it. So let's just talk about who's got who first. This is a balanced formation. So the back judge is going to favor the line judge's side. So the field judge has the first receiver, back judge, second receiver on the line judge's side. Line judge has the back. The side judge has number 1 at the top of the screen, and the head linesman has number 2. So I'll run it through. You don't get a good idea. You can see the force of the impact. It's going to happen right here. I believe it's going to happen with this guy right here. And you can see this is the guy lining him up. And if you watch, it looks like he swings his arm at him. And I can't see who threw the flag. It looks like, yeah, it's the head linesman, whose key it was. So that's interesting. You get a better look at it from here, but still, it's going to be difficult to see if he was hit in the head or neck area. Let me run it backwards, and then I'll slow it down. And I'm sure what made them talk about it was the receiver ducks his head, but I don't think he ducked his head because he wanted to. I think it was just the way he caught the ball, and you can see that it definitely looks like there's helmet-to-helmet contact, and then you can see it looks like the number 20, was it number 27 here? It looks like he delivers a blow with his arm. Watch his arm come around. So, in my opinion, if you called targeting and didn't pick up the flag, I definitely think I would support it, and I think Rogers Redding would support it too. So that's my take on it. This is the last play that I'm going to talk about this week. Those of you who are watching and haven't seen yourself are probably breathing a sigh of relief right now. Bill wanted me to look at this play. Didn't have an opinion of it. Thought that the quarterback might have been thrown down a little bit roughly, and I would have to agree with that. He is thrown down. I do not believe there's a foul, but I did want to show you one thing. See, he escapes. He actually is throwing the ball as he's being dragged down. And it wasn't by his shoulder pad or the inside the shoulder pad. So it wasn't a horse collar. If that was a horse collar, we would call that because he is outside the tackle box. If the quarterback is inside the tackle box, or runner is inside the tackle box, that's not we can't call a horse collar in there. There is something I want to talk about here, and that's where we should be looking. Okay, there he's contacted. The second guy, 84, looks like he grabs his arm and pulls him down. All right, now, at this point, the referee is looking where he's supposed to. He's got the quarterback. But watch what happens. His eyes are now going to the flight of the football rather than staying with this quarterback who's on the ground. And still in danger. You can see he's going upside down, and we got to keep watching this action here. There's another player here that could give him a late hit, and you can see the referee is watching the flight of the ball when he should be watching the quarterback. So that's, again, the theme of this year. We got to be looking at what we're supposed to be looking at. He's looking at him here. He should keep looking at him to make sure he has no reason to be the referee has no reason to be looking downfield. So we got to be better at that. Being a referee, I know that's something that is a natural tendency to do, is to watch the flight of the ball. But we got to keep looking at that quarterback. We got to make sure he's safe. That's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed the films. And if you weren't on it, congratulations. And I just hope you all learned from what we're talking about here. And we all, as a group, keep getting better every week.